Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, sim racing fans, to round 2 of the HyperGrid iRacing Championship here on, well, the one, the only iRacing. We have a setting, got a little bit of moisture on the track here tonight. One of my favorites as we head to Imola, the track that blends history, speed, as well as technical precision. As well as in these damp conditions, every inch of asphalt will demand respect. We've got 38 laps ahead of us here tonight from this blisteringly quick Super Formula SF23 car. This car thrives on downforce and precision, but you better not run just a little too deep in those corners or you will run wide, especially in our very treacherous conditions here today. Welcome in. My name is Sean Stam. Welcome to Stam Studio Network, where today I'm going to bring you coverage here of the the HyperGrid iRacing Championship here. We have qualifying taking place right now. Before we take a look at qualifying, we'll take a look at the race info here tonight. Tough, treacherous track. The track map may make it look easy, but with being at 3 miles, that's about 4.9 kilometers. It's about 17 turns, 2 fast repairs available for our drivers tonight, with a pit window that sits roughly in that 17 to 23 lap range. We're sitting at an altitude of 137 feet, quite too far above the sea level. We'll get live to virtual trackside here as Jacob Tutwiler looks fast so far in qualifying. Okay, well, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. You don't have to restart your stream or anything. My graphic got stuck, so I'll be right back with you here on SSN. Alrighty, apologies for that. I was scared that was going to happen, but we'll get live to some virtual trackside action here. We're looking at Ben A. Longstaff. I believe this is one of our stake drivers here tonight. Driver 69 so far sits 4th fastest in practice. The qualifying here tonight as we approach. Really, we only have about 7-8 minutes left here within our qualifying session. So far, I've been keeping an eye on, how close things are here within 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th within the pack. Right now, 0.2 of a second separating Longstaff and Chesvier, as well as Chav Johnson, Trevor Thompson there right now, rounding out the 6th and 7th spot. There you see that Red Bull Racing driver, he's showing the racecraft already within qualifying here tonight. Chaz Johnson getting out of the way for drivers that are on their qualifying laps here, as he's going to try and set up his lap. We'll hop on board with the one, the only Red Bull Chaz Johnson. Now you notice these tires, they got some grooves in them here tonight. I believe these drivers are still on the little bit of damp setups there. Yeah, if you see the just right side out of the rear wing there. Still some moisture out here on the track, but this has continued to dry up ever since the drop of the green flag for qualifying. Looks like Chaz, he's going to try and either put some new tires on it here, or he's going to go right back out, or just call it that quits for that qualifying session here. Back up to Ben Longstaff. Man, the 69, you're going to have to keep an eye on here tonight. Ben A. Longstaff, he was very fast in practice. He's now, with that last lap, of a 130.86. Goodness, drivers flying around the circuit here tonight. Ben sits up, climbs his way up to P2 in qualifying here tonight. Let me know down there live in YouTube land. We got Penguins. We got Terry already live in YouTube chat. Oh, God. Penguins saying, I bet there's going to be a ton of safety car. There better not be, Penguins. If you are right, uh-oh, that's going to treat us just to a blast here. You're going to get to know me pretty well here if we are pacing, not racing. Here's Genghis here, driver out of, oh, boy, Kazakhstan. The driver number 7, mild 7 on that side pod. There you still see quite a bit of moisture there ripping out the rear end of these machines. If you're newer to the iRacing universe, iRacing, it's not just a game here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a simulator. We simulate physics that cannot be beat, as well as within this recent sort of addition to rain. Well, I say recent. Time flies when you're having fun. About a year or two ago, iRacing had added the addition to rain here, and we're not going to fight with the rain here tonight, luckily, but there you can see it rained probably an hour or two ago out here at Imola. These drivers still have about the wet tires, the wet setups on these cars. Here comes Trevor Thompson. They're out of the Vente Racing Team, the 420 machine. That's teammates with Ben A. Longstaff. Trevor so far, right now, fastest lap down, foot down was a 131.9. That's over, oh man, over a second slower than his teammates here, but we still have just a little bit longer to go here. That's the JSBC. Very olive green, white and red machine. I promise I'm not colorblind here. Stick with me here on Stam Studio Network here as I'm going to start to learn some driver names. I'm probably going to butcher one or two of them here tonight. We have an 11 driver field here. Trevor Thompson looking to put down a flyer here as he's flying around here at Imola. Let me know down there live in YouTube land. Oh, we got Ricardo. Hey guys, enjoying the stream. Looking forward to his race tonight out at Daytona. Oh, Ricardo, the old Midwest Elite Racing League there. Hopefully I actually make it on time. I'm actually kind of scared there because I am running 3 different streams here, back to back to back, as we see Trevor Thompson just ripping around here at Imola, even in the damp conditions. I'm not so concerned here, Ricardo, about this first race. Oh man, paint scheme of the race here for Jacob Tutwiler as he makes his way back out on the track. I am concerned with the Overdrive Gen 6 NASCAR race that comes up right after this one. Those racers, they like to pace and not race. Hopefully I'm able to make the old MER race on time. But man, how about Jacob here? So far fastest in qualifying. We'll have just over 3 minutes to go after he makes his way across the start-finish line here. Take a look at the bottom right of your screen. I'll put up the track map here. You can start to look at, again, I don't think the old track map will do it justice. 17 tough, treacherous turns here, especially turns 1 and 2. Look at the restart there, up and through the chicane we go. Now finally foot back on the throttle, up through the gears, and then another chicane. A little bit of left, a little bit of right. Suspension's gonna have to go to work here as Jacob Tutwiler gets passed for the pole position spots here. Looking like Talon Drake. Down to 130.16, 0.2 of a second faster than what was our fastest driver on track. Penguins, let me know if everything is sounding just A-okay down there live in the old YouTube land as we continue. Oh my goodness gracious, what a save. Jacob's gonna hang on to it. My God, I don't think you can make those kind of saves in the old the SF23 car here. This driver looks like Olympus on the side pod. Black and yellow, black and yellow. I think the old Wiz got a song about that. I'm just kidding. Black and gold here we're looking at, Jacob, as he tries to find the drier line, tries to find a little bit more pace here within the qualifying session. 2 minutes to go, with lap times resulting at about 1 minute 30 seconds, the late 1:30s. Should probably see about 2 to 3 more laps here before we get the white and checkered. Jacob Tutwiler gets across the start-finish line here. Is it quicker? No, not just quite. Drake still continues to lead the pack by 0.2 of a second. If you're just now joining us here, I know this is my first race for the O League here tonight, but this is the second race in the season. That's why we already have points scrolling down in the bottom half, the bottom ticker of the screen. Look at Longstaff though, man, the driver 69, driver that I've continued, look at that, he just sent it in there, no regard with the damp conditions there, somehow finding the grip, somehow making it stick here. Driver UK with Longstaff. So far at a P3, he is 0.7 of a second back. Look at him use the rumble strips. That's going to result in a big slip up there, man. You can't use the rumble strips. You can't use the paint, at least with my experience here within the old iRacing universe. Take a look at the bottom right of the screen. We'll take a look at how fast we get up here tonight. Apologies, it's in the old miles per hour. That's where I come from, but hey, a little bit of math here. Look at it. Down to start, finish straight. We'll see what we rip up here. 150, 160, pushing. Nice top speed there. Looks like Ben will get back down out of the gas, tow it down to pit lane. Just 20 seconds to go left in our qualifying session. Nice lap there for Longstaff. Unfortunately, will not improve. Back to Chingiz here. Driver number 7. Another driver we might have to keep an eye on here. The black, blue, and yellow machine. There you see it rips his way down and up through the elevation. Hungry Imola here tonight. So many chicanes that we have to work with. Chingiz tries to find a little bit of pace here. Will he improve this time by? I don't think he's going to. He's showing a little slower on this lap. We'll have to see. Here comes the quick left-hander as he works his way back and down the hill. He's closing the gap on the driver ahead, but as the checkered flag is out here, as Chingiz makes his way across the start-finish line, looks like there's going to be no improvements here. Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but Chingiz, oh, yep, there it is. The Sean and Tater curse is going to strike within qualifying. Chingiz found pace, parks it out there, and going to the entrance of turn number 1, Chingiz to the pole. Got just a few more drivers left out here on track before these qualifying results are official. Here comes Jacob Tutwiler. Oh, he's going to get loose as a caboose on the exit. He's going to just completely botch that lap there. If he was green, he is no longer. He's going to just try and limp this way back to the start-finish line here. Looks like Jacob and Talon Drake are the only 2 drivers left out here on the racetrack. Drivers of 4 different nationalities represented here tonight. Jacob's going to dive right within the pits, and as you can see, this track doesn't look too wet anymore here, guys. I think we're going to have some pretty dry conditions for our race start. Third Musketeer, welcome in, welcome in. We got a little bit different style of racing here tonight. Hope you're gonna like this one. Let me know once again if audio levels are a-okay. Terry, welcome in. Penguin saying 5 seconds off the pace. Yes. Oh, that's okay. We're gonna have battles all over the racetrack here tonight, as well as within these conditions. I am curious to see if any one of our drivers start within some different tire compounds here tonight. Now joining in, welcome in, welcome in. My name is Sean Stam. You join in on Stam Studio Network. If you've for some reason found your way on the vertical broadcast, make sure you mosey your way over onto the horizontal broadcast. That's where I'm reading off chats. That's where we're having a grand old time here on SSN with this league opening race. I know it's race 2, but the first race that I'm able to broadcast for him here. Appreciate Trevor for having me on board here. Trevor's going to start here P5. Speaking of P5, we'll take a look at our race grid. Chingiz Akhmatov there, final seconds within the qualifying session, slaps it out there on the pole with the 129.9. Talon Drake there, only less than 0.2 of a second, right there behind driver number 10. Talon start the outside row. Jacob Tutwiler, Ben A. Longstaff, Trevor Thompson, Jess Veer, Chaz Johnson, Patrick Dunn, Alexander Quarles, Jason Bryan, Gregory Curry here tonight, rounding out the 11 driver field. That's quite a few drivers here within even our little second race here within the SF23 HyperGrid Racing Series. It's gonna be a blast to watch here. Let me know who your race pick is to win. Oh, Terry, no, she's guilty of the old vertical broadcast there. Hey, it'll sneak up on you. If things are looking off there, that is most certainly why there. Chingas, although he puts it out there on pole, he sits P3 within our point standings. This is going to be a very interesting start there, as well as Talon Drake starting right there beside. We also have, once again, that pit window here tonight, folks. About 17 to lap 23. These drivers only able to make it to. That's a 38-lap race. 2 fast repairs, but definitely damage is on here tonight. You're going to have to be careful, especially within the first 2 chicanes. It's going to get tough there heading into turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we're just waiting on Jess Veer as well as Jason Bryan here. Drivers starting 6th and 10th on the grid. Welcome in. This is going to be the first broadcast here for the HyperGrid Racing Series. Appreciate you all joining. I appreciate the drivers for all joining here tonight, and I appreciate the league owners. We're about to see a hell of a show. We're about to see some elbows out, possibly some 2 and 3 wide on this race, on this start. Here we go, lights out, and away we go. We are green flag racing. Oh, Jacob completely botches the start. Here comes Chingas. He's going to look down and around the outside line here as we head into the tough, tight chicane into turn 1. A little bit of argy-bargy there as Talon Drake. He's going to look around, takes the lead away there from Chingas early on. Well, that didn't take long. Here's some more side-by-side. Trevor Thompson, he gains 2 spots early on in the start of this race. Here's Ben Longstaff, Trevor's teammate, lurking right there behind him. How about Jacob Tutwiler losing 2 spots since the start of the race? Remember, these drivers still fighting on wet conditions there. As we hop on board with Jacob, you can see that this driver's opted for the slick tires there. Still side by side for teammates up in front. Who's going to give way? Looks like Trevor is going to... Oh, looks like Trevor's going to give way there, as well as a slight blink out. Ben Longstaff up to P3. Driver 69, we saw him have quite a bit of pace there in practice as well as in our open qualifying session here. Oh no, Sean and Tater Kirsch is going to strike for Ben Longstaff. He takes a bite out of the curbs here tonight. No, Ben, no. 69 up there was in the final driver interview spot. Unfortunately, right when I was saying it, man, he'll take the Sean and Tater curse. 69 drops to P8. Here's a quick replay of it before we get back to racing action here. Race replay brought to you by Race to Stop Suicide. Check on friends and family members there around you. We're going to slow this one down. It looks like it's going to be a self-induced spin. Oh my goodness gracious. Ben has his pilot's license here tonight. Looks like 4, if not 2 tires off the racetrack. And, well, you got to have tires on the racetrack here for grip Ben. Jess Veer makes his way up to P5 here. Nice start for the old Ferrari shell, number 8. Driver out of the UK, Jess Veer works his way down around the outside line there for Chaz Johnson. Chaz has to give the spot back, or just has to slow down there. Chingas as well as Gregory also involved. No front nose here for the McLaren, number 20. All right, I know I said we get right back to racing action. Here's the replay of how this one happened. Man, looks like Cuddy here trying to get into turn 1 with a little bit too much speed. Will this be self-induced? Oh, it's not. Is that the 5? That's the teammate. No, excuse me. That was Chingas. Chingas is out of the race with a completely rear end that has been demolished here. What happened to number 7 machine? Oh, that's laid on it here. We'll have to take another look at it. Oh, it's still late. Okay, I hate to do this, boys and girls, but you're going to hear the old backup truck come out here tonight as we'll back it up just a little bit. Oh, Chingas, he's going to put too much mustard on those sausage curves. Down, out, and around, that'll send him in an unsafe rejoin. Take a look at this, man. This is going to what's... Oh, man, takes out 2 cars earlier on in the race. I know that these drivers are all fighting for race points. 2 quick repairs here, but that's going to put them out of contention early on as... who was, well, Talon Drake's going to go for a ride in the sand there. And that's why I mention iRacing is not just a game, it's a simulator. Look at the gravel that has already accumulated on the racetrack here, as we are only on lap 3 of the race. It only takes 2 or 3 drivers to run a little wide, and then the drivers that make their way through the gravel that next time by, look at it. You can see it on the tires there. It's with gravel on the tires, there is just no grip there. Although that we do see Alexander Curls here, driver of the Kick Sauber number 29 machine. We do see him still running the intermediate / wet tire compounds stake on that side pod, excuse me there. Unfortunately, he's trying to beg for some grip here tonight. He's right now our second biggest mover of the race, gained 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. But if we do not get a virtual safety car, I think we'll continue to see things say pretty spread out here, except between our front 2 runners. That's Jasper Mathro as well as Chaz Johnson continuing to run second, third. Don't count out Ben Longstaff. Sure, he went for a little bit of slip and slide earlier on in the race. Driver 69 works his way up to P4 right where he started. He's well within the slipstream range of these 2 in front, as he has a nice front view of it. I thought these drivers of Chaz and Jasper were going to look side by side into the chicane. Thankfully, they'll think better of it, as Ben has a save of the century, and he's begging for a little bit of grip here tonight. Gotta shout out Chaz Johnson. He is tied with Jasvir here for our biggest movers of the race. Drivers that sit second and third right now, both gaining 4 spots since the drop of the green flag. Third Musketeer saying resafe, join. Yeah, right. Third, let's see, that's twice now. The old Sean and Tater curse. I know it, but hey, we've had the old Third Musketeers curse, I think, once or twice, man. Talk about your favorite driver. I think you might just jinx him here on early on. Saying my cat is also interested in watching the race. Spooky says hi. Spooky, say hello to Indy. Indy is the name of my little 1.5-year-old kitty cat down there. She likes to help me up here in the booth sometimes. You might hear a little meow in the background. But right now it's going to continue to be, oh no, we got a stake machine out around and around once again. I think that's Jason Bryan. It is. He doesn't hold the brake. Driver 99. Oh, is it raining down there? What is going on? No, Trevor Thompson. No, 420 machine. He goes around as well. Driver that was drawing a bead up there for the top 4 and 5th spots. Here comes Alexander Quarles down around the inside. We'll have to take a look and see what happened to first Jason and then Trevor's incident. Man, oh man, I think Jason yeah, he tries to carry too much speed there, gets on the throttle too early, down and around it'll send him. He does hold the brakes, excuse me there, but unfortunately it's just not going to be enough to slow him down as he makes some hard contact with the outside wall. Excuse me, that would be inside. And here comes Trevor through the same incident as well, or excuse me, same set of turns. Got to be careful running the rumble strips and paint within these damp conditions. Trevor, just puts a little bit too. That's very similar here. I think something we're gonna do, we'll hop on board with Jason Bryan before his incident, and then we'll hop on board with Trevor and see how similar these two end up looking from one another. Okay, well, Jason's already down, out and around. I don't want to treat you guys to another beep, beep, beep just yet. So here's Trevor Thompson's on board here. Same sort of story here. A little bit. Let's see how much steering input. Man, just tries. I think too much steering, too much throttle input there. Same corner, same story there for both Trevor and Jason Bryan. Got a feel for Jason got a feel for both of them, but Jason was already down a lap. He continues to lose pace here tonight. We're only on lap 6 out of 38. Talon Drake so far running away with it. Got a 2.5-second lead over Jasper Mathro, except it was a 2-second gap. Now we're gonna slow them all and roll them all back down. We got a virtual safety car out here on track. So that's Talon Jasvir, Chaz Johnson up there in that third running position. Ben A. Longstaff, Alexander Quarles, Patrick Dunn, Jacob Tutwiler, Gregory Corey. Oh, Gregory, I love you, buddy, but might have to bear with me at least a race until I'm able to get that one down, or if you can text and drive. Gregory finds himself up to P8, 3 spots gained since the original drop of the green flag. Jason Bryan, Chingiz Akhmetov, and Trevor Thompson all down and into the pits so far. Pretty earlier on in this race. Stick with us here at Stam Studio Network. Don't go anywhere unless you're grabbing yourself a drink. Grab yourself a snack here. I'll be right back with you on SSN.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, Stam Studio Network, where we are pacing under virtual safety car after an incident that had taken out Trevor Thompson. It looks like Gregory as well. Alexander Corals was also involved, Jason Bryan. But under yellow, we actually had another wreck here. Patrick Dunn involved under a crash under caution. I'm not sure if it was malicious or not. We'll have to take a look. All right, so this is as these drivers are all slowing and lowering themselves down here, I do believe, if this is the right replay here. Yeah, take a look at the baby blue machine there. She is in the background. Oh, so it's a spin there for Gregory. Excuse me, goodness. Okay. The shell machine there. The shell goes around even under virtual safety car, and this is nothing new. These SF23 cars, the lower the tire temperatures, the lower the pressures that they are, especially after working their way down, out, and around under yellow, where you can't really get them up to operating speeds and temperatures. You're going to find things like this that happen, as well as, you have drivers that are trying to they're trying to find their way around the track here pretty quick, and here's, I think, where the second incident is. Yep. Goodness gracious, man. Chingiz not quite clear, doesn't have the C's able to part there in front of him, and Akhmetov, the front wing just destroyed there, as well as I think Gregory also was the other driver involved is, oh my goodness. Gregory just limping it out there and around. Yeah, 4 tires work way better than, it's even just, what, 2, maybe even 1 tire making contact there with the racing surface. There you see it. That's good timing. I wonder why. I'm curious to hear if any of these drivers are live listening to the old Stam Studio Network broadcast. You saw some weaving, jeeving, and jiving, possibly trying to work some temperature and pressures into these tires before we catch our little race restarts here. We did have some wave around, so everybody will be back up on the lead lap, I think, for the number 7. Still finds himself down 1 lap down. So is Gregory Curry. We got Penguins out here chilling with us in the old YouTube chat. So many drivers crash under yellow. Yeah, that is always good to see. I think Talon Drake, will we see him get on the gas this time by? Or are we going to wait for Gregory and Chingas here? Apologies. Okay, here we go. Green flag is out. Looks like Talon Drake is on the gas. Up and through the gears we go once again. This time we're going to head into that tight technical chicane, not only in turns 1, but as well as turns 2 and 3. Jazzveer right back up to P2. He's going to get that car slowed, woed, and looks like enough grip to make it through the first chicane. Very nice, clean, and cordial starts here. It almost makes it look like they're just starting to pace and warm these tires up here. I think that is what is going on. I apologize. This is my first race with this league here. Yeah, I think that is what's going on. We're just starting to pick up the pace here a little bit, start to work some temperatures and pressures within these tires under yellow here. Talon Drake's going to lead us to the green flag next lap. Next lap by, I do believe. Apologies there. I didn't mean to make you get all excited and slow them all, blow them all back down here, but I'm getting everything all figured out here as okay, that scared me. Man, what is? We got another incident with Akhmatov here out on track. I think we're possibly waiting for Chingas here, and what happens? I'm showing another incident for the number 7. Oh, just once again, just trying to carry too much speed, too much pressure, too much momentum as he tries to catch up back and up to the pack there. He'll loop it back around there and then eventually catch back up to the pack. I don't fault the old league owners for this. This just bunches the field all back up to one another, especially, remember, we had some drivers, well, really only one driver that started this race on the wet tires, or excuse me, who's still running this race on the wet tires. That's the Kick Sauber machine at number 29, Alexander Koros. Didn't opt to pit for any slicks under that virtual safety car. We'll have to see if he was able to keep enough cool temps and pressures underneath them here, as we should be going green, excuse me, after this next lap, because we have, I believe, Chingas here needs to get his wave around. All right, so as we continue to pace under virtual safety car, we got Terry saying the turns are looking mighty slick. It's definitely dried up here quite a bit since we started this race, and matter of fact, if you look at the bright side of your screen here, I'm gonna put on my, here we go. And the track temp's at 94 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's probably evaporated quite a bit of the moisture that was still on the racetrack. And even if we hop on board here with a rear bumper cam, yeah, there's really not too much moisture. There's rubber and there's tire marbles coming out the rear ends of these machines. But now that we're, lap 9, 16 minutes into this race 2 here at Imola for the HyperGrid Super Formula Series, looks like this track is really taken to the 94 Fahrenheit, might I add. Goodness, if that was Celsius, I think we'd all be dead. The temperature's pretty well here. Jacob Tutwiler, he unfortunately falls back to 7th position here after starting on the 2nd row here. Have to keep an eye on the old Jacob machine. He did pit on lap 2, so he's got a little bit more fuel within his fuel tank. Possibly we'll be able to stretch this fuel run as we yep, we're on lap 9 out of 30, so let's see, 30 laps to go in the race with our pit window of about 17 to 23 laps. This is going to make things pretty interesting to watch here, as we should get going green this time by Talon Drake. Looks like the virtual safety car has moseyed his way down into pit lane. I sure do hope. We're going to jeeve and drive, trying to work a little bit more temperature, a little bit more pressure into these tires. Here we go. Green flag is out. This time it's for real. Jazzveer, Talon Drake, Chaz Johnson, the top 3. Here we go. Green flag racing once again from Imola. Up and through the tough, tight, technical chicane in turn 1. Chaz Johnson, he tries to make a look down to the inside, or is he just trying to make Jazzveer look in his rear view mirror? Oh man, Ben a Longstaff with a save of a century if he keeps it out the wall. Man, Ben, I know it's summer, but we're not at the beach, man. Keep it up the sand, get it out there on track. Ben goes wide. Here's a quick look at it. It's going to be a little bit late there, Ben. I'm not sure if that was contact with, once again, another car there, but he's going to keep it outside of the wall. He lives to fight another day, and if we continue to have virtual safety cars, what well, you might ask, what compensates a virtual safety car? If 2 or more drivers are involved in an incident where it is a meatball flag for both drivers, that is what constitutes that virtual safety car to come out here. Chaz Johnson, man, oh man, Jacob Tutwiler. You got a feel for both these drivers, both for opposite reasons, kind of yin and yang here tonight. Jacob Tutwiler started up there in the position that Chaz runs now, but Jacob, he only falls back to P4. Chaz has gained 4 spots since the start of this race. Chaz was trying to make the inside line down work into turns 1 and 2 into that first chicane here. This time we're gonna hop on board with Chaz Johnson down the long straightaway into that tough, technical turn 1 and 2 chicane here. This move, he tried to make it work last time by. He's definitely within the draft, the slipstream range. Hit your apexes here. Nice corner entry, nice corner apex. He retains about that 3.5 second gap there up to Jazz Veer for P2. So if my notes are correct here, we'll have to take a look at. If you look at the top left of your screen within the timing and scoring graphics here, I'm not sure just how correct this is. So SDK here, you gotta give me one. You gotta. Anyways, Talon Drake with only 1 incident so far. Jazz Veer with 0 incidents, and then Chaz right there behind him with 1. Really, Trevor Thompson here, league owner so far with the most incidents so far for that HSVC machine. Trevor continues to blink out a little bit, but I believe the incident limit here. Oh, Jazz Veer is going to go around. That's going to result in a 2X for loss of control. He gets it down off of the racetrack line there. Unfortunately, with that spin, he drops down and out of the top 3 driver interview spots. I don't think you can call that the Sean and Tater curse, but if you could somehow rhyme Sean with producer curse, well, that was right when I clicked on Jazz Veer's name, and unfortunately, goodness gracious, race fans, we've seen that once, not twice, but even thrice tonight, man. I have given it to one of these drivers. Here we go, we're on board with them. We'll look at the outside camera shot. Here's Jazz Veer into one of the downhill little, oh, this is the second time here tonight that we've seen another driver involved within trying to put a little bit too much mustard on those sausage curves, man. Matharu, he'll drop all the way down to P6. Hellraiser, what? Come on, man, how you oversleeping the race? No, no, no. Well, now that you've raced at least 1 race with this series, though, let us know down there in YouTube land, Hellraiser, or Riser, excuse me. Who is your race pick to win here tonight with, I mean, respectfully, road course iRatings all over the charts here tonight. Our race leader, Talon Drake, 1,800 road course iRating. Chaz Johnson running 2nd place right now with 900 iRating. Jacob Tutwiler back up to where he started after falling all the way back to, I believe that was 7th and 8th earlier on in the race. Driver number 4, keep your eye on here, boys and girls, as, oh no, we're gonna have Patrick Dunn down, out, and around. I believe that's another Ferrari shell machine. This time the number 3, Patrick, looks like he gets it going A-OK, keeps his relative box up. No drivers coming up in here's rear view mirror, or I guess you don't have rear view mirrors, you got little side pod mirrors, I guess, in these open wheel machines. We'll take a look, we'll hop on board and see what happens to Patrick, and quite frankly, if this is what I think, yep, coming down the long straightaway here. This has happened to me quite a few times here at Imola. Well, there's quite a few drivers. Probably 3rd or 4th one tonight. Patrick, he tries to, that's how you make speed and pace at a track, right? Oh my God, he is a 3D movie screening right there. He's gonna reverse it off the track. Here's another look at it slowed and woed down here because, I mean, goodness, you're trying to push for every tiny little bit here that you can. I think we're gonna see Patrick possibly get his pilot's license. Not as worst as we've seen here tonight, but his spine will definitely be sore tomorrow. All right, it's hard to put the old camera on Trevor, but here, if we look at the rear camera bumper of Chaz Johnson, you can see Trevor Thompson continuing to close the gap right now. And if we look at the lap time history, well, it's a little bit of cat and mouse here tonight. Lap 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Well, faster is Trevor Thompson. Look at that. 0.2 of a second faster lap 9. About a 0.5 of a second faster lap 11. Trevor, keep up the nice pace here tonight. The driver of the 420 looks to be a shark that smells blood in the water here from Imola. Anyways, no losing and no missing races for me, at least the rest of the season. That's fair, man. Oh my gosh, it is raining in turn 1. Oh boy, get the raincoats out here. Put the rain covers on the cameras. Look at that, it was only in turns 1. Here we go into turns 3 and 4. I wasn't expecting any weather here tonight. I hate to do this. I never like to show the UI here on the broadcast. But look, if you look in the top left of your screen, that is the weather radar right here. That is what these drivers are working with. A band of moisture. It works its way onto the racetrack here. This changes everything here tonight. Talon Drake, sure, he has an 8-second lead, but for how long? Battle for P2, starting to heat up, starting to broil as the moisture continues to fall from the sky. Oh boy, who is going to bite first for some wet weather racing tires? The only driver on wets at the moment is Alexander Quarles back there in P10. Oh my, this catches me off guard. I'm not sure if it caught the drivers off guard or what here, but man, Trevor Thompson, he is abiding to keep it on the racetrack, and so is Chaz Johnson out here for driver 2nd and 3rd. Look at the run that Trevor gets here to turn number 1. He's going to dive it, door quarter clear. Number 420 machine, he's got a little bit of insurance now from the final driver interview spot. Trevor up to P2, Red Bull Racing Oracle SF23, number 24 drops to P3. I'm warning you here, get the raincoats out. This band of rain is not over. Remember, with our last virtual safety car, we should be able to make it about to lap 27 to 33 within this race, with 38 laps in the race. It is not if these drivers pit here, ladies and gentlemen, but it is when. When do these drivers make the strategy call? I don't think it would have been a little bit easier to call here if the rain didn't start to fall, but now, since we do have this, man, I'm down here from Texas. I don't know what this weird stuff is falling up from the sky here, making it hard to drive here. Oh, it's making it so hard to drive. Trevor Thompson goes around. He carries too much speed, takes another bite out of the sausage curves. Oh my God, AMR safety team down here. Stat, Jazz Fear, hard into Trevor Thompson. Oh, no, no, no. That one happened all too soon. We're going to have to hop on board with Jazz Fear here, as he just had nowhere to go. Oh, he hits the same rumble strips. Moisture continues to fall here. This is why iRacing, it's a simulator. It's not just a video game. We have physics that cannot be beat. These well, except for that bouncing wing there. Goodness gracious. Except for that, we have... now that the rain has fallen, you can't run on any sort of paint. You can't run on any sort of rumble strip. You're begging for death. You're begging for mercy if you do that. Looks like Chaz Johnson into the pits. Ben Longstaff, and so is Trevor Thompson. Looks like Ben Longstaff is the first driver to put on wet weather tires here tonight. Chaz Johnson, he is down out already and out of the pits. This is very interesting here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, I don't know if I agree with this call or not here for Chaz. I don't know if he forgot to check the wets. I am showing on my timing and scorings right now, driver 24 for Red Bull, he is continuing to run on the dry tires. Longstaff there right behind, as well as Trevor Thompson. Well, he's going to have he's going to have a blink of a lifetime, as well as quite a few seconds to make up here, as he had to take the tow down there after, man, he started to get it going, and then Jazzveer once again had just nowhere to go. I know we hopped on board with Jazzveer, but let's see if we can hop on board with Trevor Thompson here, at least try and see what happened to him. Okay, well, this is after the incident occurred. Apologies there. This should be it this time. Yep, that's really been our problem corner. He got through the sausage curves. Okay, I apologize. You can keep putting mustard on him. Look at it. He locks down the front tires, gets the rear spinning, and then just, nowhere to go. We'll have to slow it down, take one more look at it, because Once again, you just can't hit rumble strips. You can't run over the paint within damp or even, well, wet conditions here. Goodness, that's all it's going to take here as the rain continues to fall. All right, Talon Drake just made his way down and out of the pit lane here. That's going to be a pretty quick stop for the number 10 machine, leading quite a few laps here early on in the race. I think, matter of fact, I think he's led the most amount of laps here earlier on tonight. We appreciate the sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of your screen, the Formula I World Championship, HyperGrid Racing, as well as Cotton Bowl Speedway if you're down here right outside out of Austin, Texas. Well, it's really Page, Texas. The 3/8 little dirt track there, led and owned by Mary H, as well as H. Snowman there. I appreciate you coming out there, and as one of our sponsors and affiliates here on SSN, as well as Race to Stop Suicide. Once again, check on those friends and family members there out and around you. And I don't just mean check on them. Seriously, have a down-to-earth conversation with them. Anyways, we're going to continue to run some laps under green flag here tonight. Lap 17 out of 38. There you go, 17:38. I'm going to treat you guys sights and sounds of the racetrack here tonight. Go ahead and crank this puppy up. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Slowly crank this puppy back down. This is your one warning before I get a little bit too excited. Man, this weird stuff from the sky continues to fall that we're not too used to here down in Texas. And moist, very moist racetrack at this point. Look at the rooster tail at the rear end of our race leader, Talon Drake. Man, oh man. Talon continuing to put the pace down here tonight. And real quick, I'm curious if he's... Oh, okay, no, I was curious if he... uploaded his hometown there tonight, but nope, so far. But anyways, number 10 here, the Valvoline machine, red and chrome. Can't really see the chrome too well under under zero sun here tonight, but Talon continuing to run away with a 16.2 second gap. And Terry, real quick, we see you down there live on YouTube, man, saying, man, up to 753 subscribers here on YouTube. That means the world to me. The first subscriber, as most important as the 753rd, as we continue to work our way up to 1,000 here on Stam Studio Network. Be sure to tell your grandma, tell your neighbor, shoot, tell your little kitty cat. hit that subscribe button down here. It means the world to me. Also, hit the little gear icon. You can hit it. It should be in the top right or bottom right of your screen. You can bump the quality of this broadcast here tonight up to 1440p. Doing that, you'll allow you to see pretty much the whites of these drivers' eyes as they try to tackle the moisture-heavy track here from Imola, as we have had a pretty good sort of a little rainstorm work its way on into the racetrack. It worked its way up into turns 1, 2, and 3 first off, and it's still really only in that, I believe that's the northeast corner of the track. Trevor Thompson here, still running in the 5th running position. Right now, at 11 seconds back there behind Patrick Dunn. He's got a 16-second gap over Chaz Johnson here. And real quick, while we have a moment, I know we're 20 laps down out of 38, so we're just under halfway. I'm going to take you through the field here, and I know you have to bear with me. I normally would have a little bit more stories or personality to tell about these drivers, but as I am pretty new here with the HyperGrid Racing League here, these SF23 cars as well. I mean, believe me, I've raced quite a few open wheel cars here in the iRacing universe. As Talon, he tries to look for the wet racing line there. He tries to run off the race line. Why might you do that here if you're talented? It's real quick. I'll talk about this and then get back to the race grid here tonight, or the race field. Running off the racing line here, that's something that we see in the real life racing world quite a bit. Not only are you cooling down these wet weather racing tires, but you are also, you're keeping yourself off that rubbered racing line there. Look at, I mean, you can start to see the reflection here. This track is starting to really not take moisture too well. It did earlier when it was first starting to fall here, but now, like Terry mentioned earlier on in the race, it's starting to get that glimmer and shine on it here. Talon Drake, I mean, you can definitely tell this driver has had quite a bit of experience with rain racing, keeping it off the racing line, and with doing that, you avoid the rubber that has been baked into the track here under dry running conditions. You can actually find a little bit more grip there compared to that outside line here, and that's another thing that iRacing, it's just another reason why we call it a simulator instead of a video game here. That's what separates the Mario Kart from iRacing, if you will. And even there through the second chicane, we're starting to see the water pool up, especially on the lower portions of the racetrack here. This is going to be very, very tough, especially, oh man, Trevor Thompson, speaking of tough, he's going to have to make his way into pit lane. This is an unscheduled pit stop, I do believe. We'll have a replay and possibly see what happens. All right, here's that HSBC machine, Christmas colors on it. All these drivers, I cannot really come to terms. I can try to convey this as much as I possibly can here for those of you who have not tried iRacing's rain, but it's take what? Hopefully you haven't ran probably 70 or more than 80 miles per hour. Hopefully not more than 70 within rainy conditions on the highway. You know to slow it back down, probably 15, a good 20 miles per hour, and that's what we're starting to see within these rainy conditions here across Imola. Imola. I can't get the old southern accent here for the old track here tonight. Anyways, we're starting to see that here for these drivers. Even though I say that, Talon, he's continuing to pull the gap over Ben Longstaff. What was 15, now 16, now actually 18 and a half seconds over our P2 driver. Remember, Ben started down there in the 4th running position. Driver out of the UK here tonight, driver 69. That's the teammate to our league owner, Trevor Thompson. Trevor, you made a little bit of splash and dash earlier on, fixed that car up. And if that doesn't represent how much moisture has fallen on the track within, well, the last about 5 or 6 laps, I mean, if you were running behind a driver who's been completely misses the apex here, there's nothing that you can see there back behind the car, and that's why I wish that we did have a gap that was a little closer out here on track, and I'd put you side by side. But look at, once again, the grooves in these tires, trying to throw the water and moisture up here on the racetrack here, down, out, and around, try to find some sort of grip here. Ben up to P2. Here comes Jacob Tutwiler as I continue to work our way through our field here. Jacob makes his way down into the pits. This should be our final pit stop for him. He's just made a little bit of splash and dash as he did not have enough fuel to make it down into the end of the race. This is on cue, but he's going to cycle down out and right behind Chaz Johnson. Chaz Johnson right now running in the final driver interview spot. We have the driver eye camera here tonight for Jacob, and look at this. If he was ever so close to possibly a tenth or a second or two here closer to Chaz Johnson, as Chaz should still have to make his pit stop. Look at this, especially as you start to work your way up to speed, and as closer as Jacob gets to Chaz, there's just nothing that you can see. Sure, okay, right when I say that, we have the slower section here, but now as we continue to work our way on that throttle pedal through the gears and disappear, man, Jacob, he starts to look like a Halloween ad as he fizzles out within the fog of the background there. So you got Terry saying, 3, are you knacking? Napping, wait, what? Oh, that's right, okay. I was like, what? Sorry, I'm an octopus here tonight. I'm producing, directing, and commentating. I was glancing over that Terry Stam chat. Terry saying, 3rd, are you napping there? Where's the old live YouTube chat commentating? What is Chaz Johnson doing? He turns that Red Bull machine into a mower as, oh no, Trevor once again down, out and around the 420 machine goes. Same corner, different story there. Well, you could say same corner, same story there. Trevor Thompson down and around he'll go, as well as that was Patrick Dunn also involved once again. Oh, we saw Trevor Thompson also go around. As the moisture continues to come down here from Imola, it continues to make this racetrack, oh, it's going to get tough here. This is going to get into turns 1 and 2 and 3. There's nowhere to go if you're Jacob here. You can't see anything as you have Chaz Johnson rooster tailing, water and moisture all up and across the windscreen here for Chaz Johnson. These drivers just separated by 9/10 of a second. It looks even closer than that here as Jacob has had the speed. He's had the pace here tonight. He has the save of a century there, man. Hang on to it, Jacob. Driver number 4 continues to run 4th here tonight. All right, before I was so friendly interrupted there between some spins earlier on, we'll continue to work our way down through the pack here. We were just talking about Chaz Johnson, Jacob Tutwiler. Here comes Trevor Johnson. Trevor, we appreciate everything that you do down there behind the scenes for our league here. Trevor, you're having a pretty nice run, continuing to run where you started, that 420 machine. Continue to run 5th place. Here comes that Ferrari. Number 3 of Patrick Dunn here. Patrick's gone off the track here. Had a little bit of argy-bargy early on in the race. Oh, goodness gracious. Sean and Tater curse. Is it? Is that close enough? You could call it that? Groundskeeper Willie not going to be too happy with Trevor Thompson as he'll deposit some gravel and grass all up across that racing line there. Trevor's going to drop back to P6 as he continues to turn into a lawnmower once again. No grip here, especially after you run through the gravel. There's just, I mean, you have to have rubber making contact with asphalt. You start to bring in the little bit of moisture there. That's not going to be any sort of help, as well as a little bit of gravel. That will neither be any help as well. Trevor Thompson, he'll fall back to P6 here, but right on that rear diffuser of Patrick Dunn here. Really nice battle for 5th and 6th. We've seen Trevor make this move for already, not once, not twice. This will be the thrice time here tonight. Thompson looking down the inside line. This may get nitty. This may get gritty. Patrick Dunn gives the point by, but I don't think this battle is done battling here just yet. Here comes Patrick Dunn. He's going to retain that, fall back to P6. Like I said, Patrick's going to continue to fight as we work our way just about 13 laps to go here from Imola. Brian saying, yeah, sure, it's great for the viewers. I can't see Jack Diddley out here as well as these drivers. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, the old TV cam most certainly does help. Rain plus Formula cars, never a good combo. Yes, as we have continued to see time and time again. It looks like, though, we're not catching any rain on any cameras on the racetrack. I'm hearing from the local weatherman, this rain band has moved its way through. So we should start to dry this track out once again, just like we saw within the start of this race. Sure, the start was a little bit on drier conditions here, but now as the drier line starts to form, it's a completely different game. Look at Patrick Dunn there. He's working the outside line. Doing that, he keeps the temperatures on his wet weather tires a little bit cooler, but there you see it. He botched the entry there into just another chicane, one of probably the 4 or 5 that we have here tonight from Imola. Patrick, sure, he's keeping the tire temps a little bit cooler, but if you continue to botch the apexes there, there's just no sort in trying it here. As we continue to work our way down through the race fields here, here's Jasvir Mathero. Right now, 6.9 seconds back of Patrick Dunn here. He works his way in P7. The one of 2 drivers out of the UK here tonight, and Jason Bryan, Chingiz Akhmatov, Alexander Quarles, as well as Gregory are all out of the race earlier on. Jacob Tutwiler, I think we got to give this man the old cat-like reflexes award of the night. Pioneer Special number 4 continues to beg for grip. That's another driver you continue to see run offline, especially down the longer straightaways. Continue to keep these cooler tire temps. Oh no, Jacob, he turns in a little too early. Another save of the century for the number 4. At this point in the race, you want what's... Okay, I gotta... Goodness gracious, I gotta retry that one here again. At this point in the race, you want your wets to be hotter as they allow for more grip in the wet. Yes, there you go. That is long story short there. We appreciate that, Hellraiser. Hellraiser, he's one of the drivers who races within this series. He got a little action here earlier on. Did not make it to the start of this race, but continues to watch the broadcast here on SSN. Hell. Tell everybody that you know. Tell your grandma, tell your neighbor, tell your little kitty cat that lives there with you. We are pushing upwards of 800 subscribers here on Sam Studio Network. The first subscriber, just as important as the 753rd, I believe, are on here. Man, oh man, the day that we do hit 100, we are pumping out merch right now. We're getting it ready. Giveaways out the arse here on SSN. We're talking shirts. We're talking koozies, keychains. It's just gonna keep going, so I'll stop there. But seriously, appreciate all the viewers here tonight that keep this coming, moving and grooving. Appreciate the drivers putting on a show here tonight. League sponsors and affiliates in the top right. And you know what I'm gonna do here before we get a little bit too much to the nitty and too much to the gritty here as we approach just under 10 laps to go. Go ahead here, race fans, enjoy one more time here tonight the sights and sounds of these SF23s ripping around Imola. My name's Sean Stam here on Sam Studio Network. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. crank it down. What another save here for Jacob Tutwiler. Good gracious. I mean, I don't know about you guys and gals down there in YouTube chat. I mean, we see you popping off about the old merch giveaways and sales that are about to start here. But I don't know if you've seen, I think that's probably 4 or 5 times here tonight for the driver of number 4. Just save after save after save. Here we go. Jacob Tutwiler, Chaz Johnson. This is the final driver interview spot up for grabs here, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna work our way just now to 10 laps to go here, side by side here heading into turn 1. Chaz Johnson's gonna play the defensive line there heading into the first chicane. He's going to present that third he's going to continue to run in that third position. But I don't think it's gonna be for long here. Jacob Tutwiler, sure, we've seen him up here within the top 3. But as Jacob, he continues to try and push his SF23 ever so closer as he gets closer to that rear bumper of Chaz Johnson. Another thing that iRacing simulates really well, the air. Trust me, I come from NASCAR land myself here. Jacob Tutwiler, the closer that he gets to that rear diffuser and rear wing of Chaz Johnson up out there in front of him, we've already seen it. Probably second, third time tonight we've seen it, actually, to be honest. That's continues to get tighter and tighter, harder to turn that SF23 car. We're going to continue to see Jacob Tutwiler close the gap this time by. Will he have just a little bit better run of it here? I know that these drivers, they want to get their thoughts and words heard here tonight after this race. Going to 8 laps to go this time by. Driver number 4 continues to hound driver number 24. Look at the speed differential there within the braking zone. I mean, Jacob, I know it was a little bit late to the overhead shot there, but to me it looked like Jacob carried about Mach 2 more miles per hour into 13 and 14 there than compared to Chaz Johnson. Chaz, he's trying to just play this Super Bowl-esque defense right now, trying to hold off that hard charging Jacob. Oh, Jacob's gonna lock up the front as he tries to keep it out the outside of Chaz Johnson's rear bumper there. This is another driver. I know we're in summer break here, but quit playing in the beach sand, man. Get out there on the racetrack. Jacob goes for a play in the sand. Here's a look at the race replay, how it all transpired and ensued. I think this is a lockup gone wrong. Once again, the driver number 4, he has no clue how close he is right here. All right, within the braking zone. I think Jacob did the right thing there. He got too deep within the braking zone and just had to keep it at the rear end of Chaz Johnson, I do believe. We'll have to, what really will tell the story better here is if we hop on board with Jacob. Once again, look, this is, you can't see Jack Diddley, and then as soon as you do start to see Jack Diddley's rear bumper, well, it is just too little, too late. Although that's a really big time penalty for Jacob. He'll lose quite a bit of, matter of fact, 5 seconds to be exact. Looks like Jacob, he's not going to lose any more positions out here on track as the next driver back is the 420 machine of Trevor Thompson. League owner here tonight for the HyperGrid Racing SF23 cars. Trevor, keep up your great work, man. We greatly appreciate it here behind the scenes, and keep up your great driving right now as you're starting to reel in, I believe that's Patrick Dunn. Yeah, Patrick Dunn looking to try and stay on the lead lap here as Trevor starts to reel him in just here a little bit more. Brian saying it does get down pretty cold down in Austin, snowed last fall. Okay, if that's the old Brian, I think it is, man. Hopefully you are ready for the old Kansas Speedway. They're coming up in just next broadcast here. I have back-to-back broadcast here tonight. So Brian, please tell the drivers in overdrive, and if I'll be honest, I didn't want to say this in the overdrive broadcast, but honestly, the league has started to become a bit of a meme with some of the avid SSN viewers. So please tell them to keep things clean here tonight from Kansas, because I have a broadcast right after it. I really don't want to miss the start of that race. So anyways, that's what's been on my mind all week there. So don't clip anything, but you know, just let them know there yourself. That's keep things clean, calm, and cordial. should be Adam and I up in the booth here coming up just next broadcast. And then right after that, some more NASCAR racing action. The Midwest Elite Racing League live from Daytona. That'll be a fun one to watch. But right now, from the left and right-hand turns from Imola, we have some more gravel getting accumulated on these, are they Pirellis? Not sure what racing tire these drivers are running on here tonight. I can tell you they're all continuing to run in the wet tires, except for Jason Bryan there in the driver 99. Jasvir Matharu, he showed quite a bit of pace here tonight. The Fendi Super Formula 23 number 8 machine driving that in UK. Unfortunately, Jasvir is going to drop down to P6. Got Brian said, it is indeed the old Brian. Haha, Michigan looked like the old Atlanta. Goodness gracious. Yeah, there's just no racecraft, and honestly, I'm right there with you, Brian. I know that you have quite a bit of oval iRating compared to the, and respectfully, this is all in due with respect. There's just, like you said, Brian, like you said yourself, there's just no racecraft, and I think cautions breed cautions. I don't know about you guys here, but I'm here to race, not pace, something that has been kind of something that we've seen quite time and time again in that racing league. Anyways, we'll get back to some racing and not pacing here tonight. We did have one virtual safety car, but after a few little commercials there, we get back to some racing action here. Matharu continued to inch his way ever so closer to Trevor Thompson's rear bumper. I'm sure Brian's like, what the hell, where did that come from? Anyways, lap time mystery comparing Trevor Thompson as well as Jasvir Matharu. Looks, well, okay. There's some dashes in there because I think that's when some pit stops did ensue. I think that would be the only reason there, unless they both blinked out. Lap 27 there, well, that would be the pit stop for Matharu. He was 13.1 seconds back, and then there is the difference in lap times of drivers that did pit, Thompson and Matharu. It took Jasvir 13.1 seconds to get his way down and off of pit lane, even for a splash of fuel. That's what things continue to dwindle down here tonight, because it depends on how much fuel you take. It depends on if you're able to hit your fuel pit stop sign right on the money, or you have to catch neutral and then back in reverse. That's something that we're going to continue to see, as well as in the Overdrive Cup Series in this very next broadcast. If we, hopefully, I'm begging for mercy, if we do get some green flag pit stops there, that's going to be fun to watch there, because making your way downtown, I mean, goodness, 180 miles an hour all the way down, dropping to 60 or 50 or 40 there, Kansas. That's going to be fun to watch. Brian, best of luck to you. Ted, we see you down there live in YouTube land saying doing a great job. I appreciate that, man, and I think that these drivers are also doing a great job. Jasvir, as we continue to watch this battle start to heat up and brew between the HSBC machine as well as the Ferrari number 8, it's really started to, at least within our camera views here, it's cut down from about a second and a half all the way back down to just about half of a second here. Let's see, 35, excuse me, lap 33 out of 38, coming to 5 laps to go this time by. We're going to hop on board with Jasvir here, as once again, this is just how hard it is to see, even as the track continues to dry out here. It's very hard to find even the tiniest amount of grip that you have to work your way down and try to work your way up into at least P5 here if you're Jasvir. Trevor Thompson continues to sit where he started this race, as he is loose as a caboose there coming out of, I believe that was turn number 5. Speaking of loose as a caboose, Brian, I think that the stock car drivers, I think they could all advocate for it here. But as we continue to see rain start to play effect here tonight, you have to be so careful on that throttle application here. And although that, once again, the rain has stopped, the track conditions are still as damp as can be. Not only gravel, not only grass, but as well as moisture continues to rooster tail at the rear ends of these SF23 diffusers here. And, well, that's continuing just to throw all of our drivers for a loop. Right now, only the top 7 have stayed in the race. That's why we see the graphic there cut its way down from 11 drivers to 7. Patrick Dunn is still in it, but Jason Bryan, he's called it. Jason Akamatov, he's called it. Alexander Corrals, he's called it. Gregory Corey, involved in a wreck early on in the race, he's down out into the garage as well. really can't shout out here Talon Drake enough. He has continued, even within the changing track conditions, 26.7 seconds. I don't know if we can start calling Talon Drake SVG this early. I don't know if you guys come from NASCAR land yourself or not, but man, oh man, Talon with the 26.7 second gap here over Ben Longstaff. Sure, we've seen Talon Drake continue to lead the most amount of laps here tonight, but for the SSN driver of the race, let me know your picks down there in the YouTube chat, because that can change everything. But at least up here in the broadcast booth, man, oh man, that's not only twice, thrice, fourth, fifth, sixth, it's the 6 times here tonight that we've seen just a save and a half there from the Ben Longstaff machine. Really, really nice run as he runs 2 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. Here comes some side-by-side. It's going to be Jacob Tutwiler after he got that little bit of a lockup a couple of laps ago. Driver number 4, Jacob Tutwiler, trying to get that final driver interview spot as it's all up for grabs with 4 laps to go left within the race. I'm not sure about you guys down there. I don't know if you have an iRacing account yourself, but I do. And the races that are broadcasted, I will fight for my right to party, and is also fight for my right to make my way into the broadcast interview booth. Here we go. Final driver interview spot up for grabs right now. Jacob Tutwiler back within striking distance, sitting at 0.3 of a second back there behind Chaz Johnson. Brian saying, yeah, it's impossible to see once you... Oh, I'm talking to 2 different Brians. We have 2 different, unless that was 2 different YouTube accounts. Anyways, yeah, it's impossible to see once you get close. Okay, yeah, that is, okay. Anyways, I did have that right. That was 2 different Brians, and I calculated that. So being so, but right now, we have 2 battles starting to ensue here. Trevor Thompson, Jasveer Matharu. Jasveer, once again, tries to get his way around a blinking Trevor Thompson. And I know I'm sort of been going off on a tangent here tonight. This is probably the 3rd time I've had to say respectfully, but oh man, Trevor's gonna miss the apex, and that's not even what I was getting into there. Respectfully though, if you find yourself blinking time and time again like we continue to see, now that I start talking about it though, looks like Thompson's number 420 machine, oh, there he goes, another blink there. I know that we're all running with different hardware as well as network conditions here tonight, but man, that's got to be that's got to be tough if you're on board here with Jasveer. You can't really fight for your right to party on his outside line because the net code is just going to throw you for a loop. Not only do you not know where the driver is up there in front of you after they go for a blank out of the iRacing universe, but you lose complete track. You have no clue where they're going to pop up at, so you can't really make a move there, especially in these open wheel cars. I think it's a little bit more forgiving. With stock cars, you have the sheet metal and side composite carbon fiber there to sort of beat and bang and buff out. But with these open wheel side pods machines, oh my god, that was almost a front contact with the nose there of Jasveer. Jasveer's about had it with this disco ball in effect. Jasveer, door quarter clear, number 8 machine, final driver interview spot. That's what we'd like to see. That's what HyperGrid racing allows here. That is clean, competitive racing. What do they call it there in Twitter land? I think it's, there was some sort of hashtag that trended there a couple of seasons ago, earlier on this year there. I think it was ethical racing. There you go. It was on the tip of my tongue. Neil947 saying he's excited for tonight's race. Hey, Neil, I appreciate you joining in for the first of 3 back-to-back races here tonight. Neil, I'll be honest with you, buddy. I have gotten with the league owner. I've gotten with the drivers here for the Overdrive Cup Series race that is sandwiched within my back-to-back broadcast here tonight. We should be good on the start of your race, but if we get some yellows after yellows after yellows, I'm just gonna have to tell them, look, I got another race to go to here tonight. But anyways, we should be able to make the Midwest Elite Racing Cup Series, ARCA Series racing action happen live here on SSN. Matter of fact, it's not only should, it will happen here tonight. Neil, you have my word. I can't wait for that. Be honest with you, you can even clip this. I am more excited for the MER than Overdrive because I know that we will see some racecraft, we'll see some ethical racing, just like we've seen here tonight. We won't pace, we will race in MER. Even, well, we might see a couple paces there as we'll be within the super speedway action here tonight. But coming up on the white flag lap here tonight, Talon Drake pushing a 30.7 second gap. Good. I don't know about you guys down there in YouTube land below, but I believe we're possibly looking at our champion early on. I know it's only race 2 within this very, very long season that we have within the hyperdrive. But I think, excuse me, hypergrid. See, I'm starting to, oh God, it's already starting. Anyways, coming up to the white flag lap here, 31 second gap over Ben Longstaff. Man, all Talon has to do is just keep this puppy out there, back and out on track. Ben Longstaff, once again, our SSN driver of the race here tonight. That's another one. Add that one to the tally. Continuing to make save after save after save. This Jaguar machine, 69. He should finish P2 here tonight. I don't want to speak too early. We've seen the Sean and Taylor curse here strike not once, not twice, not thrice, but probably thrice. That's 4 times within a racing league. These drivers continuing to work their way down, out, and around what should be to the white flag lap this time. We're going to have Jasveer out and around. He's on the wet weather racing tires, but doesn't find enough grip. Another Shell machine, number 8. Matthew drops down to P6 where he continues to run. White flag is out here from tonight out at Imola. 32.5 second gap. That's going to be one of the first questions I ask. Talon, were you just putting down qualifying laps, or were you just cruising for that bruising here tonight? Looks like Ben, he's going to run a little bit wide. No grip on the racing line as even more tire rubber continues to get deposited, especially within these wet weather conditions. Well, they're damp now. There's just no grip on that rubber. Looks like Ben's going to make his way across the start-finish line here for the white flag lap. Here comes Chaz Johnson, Jacob Tutwiler, Trevor Thompson, Jasveer Matharu, Jacob Dunn, Jason Bryan, Chingiz Akamatov, Alexander Quarles, as well as Gregory rounding out the driver field here tonight. But that's why you only see 7 drivers left. Only 7 drivers up within this race. Right now, here's our closest battle on the track. Chaz Johnson, Jacob Tutwiler, battle for the final driver interview spot. That's Red Bull Oracle SF23. Put it to Jacob Tutwiler. About a lap or 2 go. Does the number 4 machine. After continuing to fight it out here tonight, is there any pace left in that number 4? Well, I don't think there will be, but you know what I will think? There will be, though. Driver, Talon Drake, you can't shout him out here enough. Get a load of this. It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's Talon Drake to victory lane. Congratulations, number 10. 35 second gap over the field. You'll bring it home, winning the Hyperdrive Racing Series race here at Imola. Race number 2. Looks like Drake is going to conquer that puppy. Man, that one, he made it look easy here from the changing conditions here tonight. Here comes Ben Longstaff. He's got to make his way down and out of turn number 16 and 17 for the final time here tonight. That's SSN driver of the day, P2. Looks like it's going to belong to Ben Longstaff. He's going to conquer it, make it official. Driver 69 makes P2 here tonight. Chaz Johnson makes his way down and around. Looks like he will hold off that hard-charging Jacob Tutwiler. He didn't only do it twice, but he did it thrice. Here we go. Chaz Johnson, final driver interview spot up for grabs. Looks like Jacobs, he's going to draw a bead, but it's not going to be close enough. There we go. It's official. How about it? Chaz Johnson, final driver interview spot solidified there. Jacob Tutwiler makes his way P4 here tonight. Trevor Thompson, as well as Jasveer Matharu, rounding out the 6th driver spot here tonight. Take a look at the race results here tonight, brought to you by Race to Stop Suicide. Check on your friends and family members there around you. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We'll get some live driver interviews here. The top 3 interviewed in just a couple moments' time has been Longstaff. The bird, he's not a bird, he's not a plane, he's the driver taking away victory lane here tonight. 69 coming away with it. Chingiz, excuse me, this is practice results. Excuse me there. This is going to be Talon Drake. Apologies. Goodness gracious. Talon Drake comes away with the race win here tonight. I knew something was amiss. Chaz Johnson, Jacob Tutwiler, Ben Longstaff, Trevor Thompson bringing home top 5 here tonight. Jazz Fear, so unfortunately he falls back there to P6. Patrick Dunn, Jason Bryan, Chingiz Akamatov. There we go. That was kind of the story there. Alexander Corals and Gregory Curry here. 34 lap down. Rounding out our 11 driver field. Drivers, if you have yourself a copy, be sure you mosey your way on over to the live interview booth here and within the Discord channel. Thank you everybody for joining in here tonight as we see right in front of us right now, Talon Drake burning this puppy down. Hey Blue, it's Sean Stam up here in the driver interview booth. You got yourself a copy?
Yeah, copy.
Alrighty, just double checking there. There we see it. Talon Drake makes his way up into the driver interview room here. How about it, man? Talon, you got yourself a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alright, you're gonna bring it home across the start-finish line here tonight. Man, congratulations on the checkered flag. Walk us through it. What was going through your minds? And secondly, were you putting down qualifying laps down there, the last 10, 20 laps, or were you just racing and pacing?
I was just trying to be as consistent as possible because I think that was the biggest thing, just not making any mistakes really. I think there was a few people that was quicker than me, but they just made a few mistakes throughout the run, which I knew I had the pace to just be consistently quick, but that's really the name of the game. I think I spent out one time, that's it. But yeah, it was pretty hectic, like the last 15-20 laps just with the rain, and I didn't have a lot of practice in the rain as well, so kind of learning on the fly, not pushing too hard, and like I said, just not making any mistakes, big time mistakes, and just trying to maintain the pace there to second.
Now, did you have your weather radar pulled up earlier on in this race, or did that rain catch you as much off guard as it caught me?
I knew there was going to be rain. I just didn't know what lap. With the safety car, I was expecting a little bit later in the race, but with the safety car, it came a little earlier. So that was also how they managed the rear tires, especially with the wet tires. How much power these cars have on the exits of the corners. Even with the slick tires on a dry racetrack, it's pretty loose. So give some moisture to that, and it's definitely a handful.
Well, it's a lot of fun to watch you here. Congratulations on the race win here. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out who makes this all possible for you?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out just the league owners and the drivers just playing on the show. I mean, without them, we obviously wouldn't be racing. And also, thank you for broadcasting here this afternoon.
Woohoo! I appreciate that, man. That goes a long way. And have a great rest of your night. Congratulations once again on the race win.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I am met up here with Blue. Blue, you got yourself a copy, man?
Yeah, copy. How's it going?
All righty, well, how about it here tonight? Hang on one second. Okay, I was trying to find the old name on Discord. Bill, you have to bear with me. First race here, broadcast with the old Hyper. Where'd you finish here tonight?
Second, I think.
Oh, okay.
Jazz 24 car.
Well, how about it, man? Really, really nice race. Unfortunately, I mean, goodness, almost 40-second gap. But with that out of the window, Bandit, you're my SSN, my Stam Studio Network driver of the day here tonight, because I think you had, I know you had more saves than anybody out here on the track. What were the track conditions like here tonight with changing track conditions, dry back to wet, and then drying out again?
It was definitely sketchy. On my first pit stop when it started raining, I accidentally forgot to pit for wets, so I came out on dries. Lost a lot of time with that, then came out on wets, but Yeah, I didn't get much practice, so I was pushing probably a little too hard. I was almost spinning so much, but luckily we got some good car control over here. I think I spun like once, so I will take that. Just try to stay as consistent as possible with all people spinning out due to the rain.
Yeah, man, Ben, we saw it here tonight. You have reflexes like a cat. You can come home with the P2 finish. Their teammate Trevor come home with P5. Ben, before we let you get going, man, is there anybody who'd like to thank or shout out who makes this all possible for you?
Thank all the people who made it possible. First of all, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here without them. So thank you guys, and then thank you for streaming this. This is awesome.
Woohoo!
Have it broadcasted.
Man, I
Yeah.
appreciate that, Ben.
Of course, always fun.
Alrighty, until next week. I have to wait one more week until it, but I can't wait for it. Until then, let's see if old Chaz Johnson has moseyed his way down here. No, not yet. All right, I'll give Chaz just a few moments time here before I wrap things up. But Ben, thank you so much for taking your bit of time out here tonight. I'm sure you're sweating after that race. I'm sweating up here in the booth just watching you guys. Thank you, Ben, and congratulations on your P2 finish here tonight.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Hey, you do the same, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a look at the old race results here one more time and see if Chaz, if he makes his way down here to the old interview room. If not, that is A-okay. I appreciate you all joining in here tonight. This is the first of 3 back-to-back-to-back broadcast here tonight, so I appreciate it. Make sure you mosey your way on over to the next one starting here at, oh man, no goodness. Session's about to open. I got to get going here. Starts about 45 minutes time. Thank you all, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. My name's Sean Stam here on Stam Studio Network. Road to 1,000 subscribers. Tell your grandma, tell your kitty cat. I'll catch you guys and gals next time. Thanks, everybody.